Hey, Alan, let's talk about Transformers 1, which I'll say this. The last Transformers movie I watched that I liked was Bumblebee. And I did like the 2007 Transformers with Shia LaBeouf, the first movie. I thought was a good boy and his dog, boy and his car story. That one I liked. And everything Transformers since has been muddled crap, if you ask me. We've gotten very mixed to negative reviews. I mean, they've gotten bad. And when the trailer for Transformers 1 came out, I groaned. They're going full animation. Is this for little kids? Like, what is this? Shock and surprise how good Transformers 1 is. I will even say, we'll get to the story in a minute. I got emotional during parts of it because, I mean, this is a movie also that I think kids will enjoy, but it's also adults that are fans of Transformers will get into it. I know this movie breaks lore for hardcore fans, right? But there are no humans in it. You start out, you meet these two miners, you know,
Like working in a cave miner.
Working in a cave miner. Yeah, not miners like kids, but you meet like characters that will become Optimus Prime and Megatron, who are Orion Pax and D16. They're like best friends. They goof around, they get in trouble together, they have dreams and aspirations, but they're lowly, workers in a mine that can't even transform. This is the Batman Begins of Optimus Prime. You see the origin of Optimus Prime. You see the origin of Megatron, voiced by Brian Tyree Henry. Chris Hemsworth does Optimus Prime. You see other characters too, like Starscream, Bumblebee, played by Keegan Michael Key. And I loved it. I was like, what is this? And then I'm shocked. I'm really enjoying it. And you see them on this journey. They go through the hero's journey to become the heroes that they will be in the future. This is literally an origin story set on, the Transformers home world. And the world building is amazing. The animation is very different. I thought the music was fantastic. And Hemsworth as Optimus Prime, towards the end, he starts to get that voice that is familiar. I'm told this is part of a new trilogy of a story set on the homeworld. And I don't know, you can talk about the story a bit, but it's so many good surprises. Scarlett Johansson plays Alita 1. He's very good. Lawrence Fishburne is Alpha Trion, the older kind of mentor. I've seen it twice. I was surprised. I'm like, come on, this can't be that. And look, I'm not telling you it's the greatest thing ever, but it's the best Transformers I've seen since the first movie, in my opinion. Alan, what did you think?
Yeah, I actually liked it.
Yes!
I don't know if I liked it as much as you did. By the way, do you know who? Did you recognize Soundwave?
No, who was it?
It was award this announcer John Bailey.
Yes. Oh, we love John Bailey. That's awesome.
All right, I'll say this. I'm not a big Transformers fan. I'm too old to have really watched the TV series, so I've never really gotten into it. The first half of the movie was, okay, it's not too bad, but it's not something that's really not really connecting with it in the beginning. And then we get to the middle, and it was like, oh, there's in this movie that I'm kind of digging, and I really like this message, and now the movie is just kind of playing off of this message. And I'll dare I say this message is somewhat timely. It's the idea that the world as we know it, who's the main okay, so at the world as we know it, the planet, I don't know the terms, is running out of energy. That's why they're mining for energy. Everyone lives to basically mine for this energy. And Orion Pax, I'm sorry, I just gotta get these names down. Orion Pax, he's all about freedom. He's about choosing your own path. And then D16, there's this turn of betrayal. He has been lied to all his life.
Yeah.
And when he realizes he's been lied, he wants to exact vengeance. And I'm looking at this and I'm going, this is kind of a modern day parable, and it's weird that it's coming out today, just a few months before this election, because I was getting a lot of these vibes of how fascism begins, how we lull ourselves into just accepting the norm, and how dissent, the idea of dissent and wanting to better yourself or dream a little bit in life is forbidden. And I'm like, wow, this is like an oddly good message for kids, and they're like subverting some really positive ideas into this. And that's when for me this entire movie kind of kicked in. This is one of those movies where you take your kids to see it, and then I would say talk about what happens in this movie and at the end, and why people do what they do. And the best thing is, we've seen movies like this where, in the future, these two people are bitter enemies. And then we see the movie that take place long ago where they were once friends. This obviously is that movie. But the way in which force to set Optimus Prime and Megatron against each other, I thought was great. I really bought into the reason why these two are bitter enemies, and it played out so well in the story. Kudos to the writer. I can't for a kids movie, I can't recommend this higher.
Yeah, it gets into, look, and to be clear, it's not like the message is super pushed. There's nothing about it that's woke at all. But, it's not like they're pushing anything, like a big message. There are things there. There are things that are there if you look for it. But the guy who did it, the director, worked on Toy Story 4, Inside Out. Like, he's got a good, Josh Cooley is the director. And wow, so he did. And then there is so it is also about like going your own way. It's about freedom. It's about maybe not towing the line of what the government says. It's about a healthy mistrust of leaders. There's even a joke at the end of the movie I won't ruin. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
About it, that gets the biggest laugh in the whole film. It really is like, and it's not like, it's like I say, it's not forced. It's there if you're looking for it, but it's also something everyone can get behind. I was super impressed by it. It's got it's 86% on Rotten Tomatoes critic score. I mean, this is one of those films. It satisfies adults and kids. I think will be into it. Don't be fooled. The trailers for this movie were terrible. I thought they really misrepresented the film. But the result is, 8 out of 10 for me. Recommended. And like I say, best Transformers movie since 2007. Although I like Bumblebee as well. So
I'll just clarify. The politics, it's about freedom. And it's about the things that it's about the slow degrading of our freedom, the slow erosion of our freedom, and how we can get lulled in by voices, by messages. I really like this movie. Again, once that message kicks in, it's like, okay, I'm in.
What would you rate it, Alan?
8, like you would. 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. And look, I have not liked a Transformers live action movie since like I say, since Bumblebee. Even before that, I like the first Transformers. I like Bumblebee, and that's about it. The rest have been insufferable, in my opinion. This I really love. I do know hardcore fans will be irked at the lore being changed. I feel
Mhm.
like this. Here's my final thought on that. I don't mind changes with story lore if the characters are true to like who we know they are, and the evolution of you know the evolution of seeing Optimus Prime come into his own from he's named Orion Pax, he becomes Optimus Prime in the movie, and D16 becomes Megatron. You see that evolution. It's the character development. There's more character development of Transformers in this movie than all the other Transformers movies combined, because it's about Transformers. The other movies are the human characters are at the forefront. This is really the first movie like since in a while that the Transformers themselves are featured. So
Yeah, it's
and
just
I
Transformers. It's only
right,
Transformers.
yeah, and look, I am a casual fan. I don't know all the lore and this, and I know some people are kind of upset that the original voice cast wasn't used, but they're trying to start something new. So this is a new trilogy, and I highly recommend 8 out of 10. Surprised by how much I love it.